Hello, we're going to review in this class performance indicators, which are considered a binding issue to the control phase of the administrative process because performance indicators are important within the control phase. In the control process, the results of the company are analyzed, that is, we compared an indicator to a standard and then we are able to make decisions in order to correct any deviation from a control scheme. To do so, clarity of knowledge is needed. Whatever is going to be measured, can defined as a standard, that is, a previously defined pattern of what has to be achieved, that is, if I am a car dealer I have a monthly goal of selling 10 cars. It will be a standard around the neck I intend to reach. If I reach it, it is making cash, it is good sales. Then what I have done under a standard, it is considered under a performance indicator. Strategic indicators allow us to see in an administrator where we are going as a company. Indicators are information elements that enable to execute strategic plans of the company. Indicators allow us to assess how an area within the company or an activity works. Indicators are referred to parameters that serve to verify the operation of the organization. Performance indicators are instruments that provide quantitative information. This is very important. For example, this type of indicators provide information to enabling decision-making. Once a company has deployed a program or an activity or project within, performance indicators measure if the target has been accomplished or not, if there was a deviation and it can be corrected. In some other cases, for instance in public organizations or companies in the market have to comply within the framework of strategic objectives and the mission or reason of being of the organization, a performance indicator establishes the relationship between two or more variables that can be compared with similar odds and tie. Product stability altogether sheds light on productivity. For example, I produce 10 cakes in a month. Again, it will be a standard. What if I only produce 8 cakes in a month? That would mean that my production is below the goal and therefore my performance was 80%. If I have to produce 10 to 10 or 12 cakes were to be produced, the performance would be higher, so this gives me an inference about my development and I could achieve the organizational objectives in a better way. Measuring performance can help to provide better services. What is measured is done. If you do not give me the result according to the performance indicator, it cannot be considered as success. Accomplishments should be rewarded compared to a standard, otherwise, you are probably rewarding failure. Performance indicators show what is successful and what is a failure because there is a standard to comply with. You cannot learn from it. If you do not recognize failures, you cannot correct them if you do not have results or measurements on client acceptance or customer preference. For example, we will reduce the number of complaints by 10% for next year. We will seek to reduce our operating costs by 10% by December next year. The indicators to be accessible and easy to collect, relevant possible measurement, real objectives. Indicators should be clear in its presentation, precise to take action. We want to estimate an exclusive parameter of what is measured. You cannot measure pears with apples but pears with pears and sensitive ones. It allows to collect and estimate variations of what they are referent. In this way we can measure organizational performance. By having effective performance indicators, we can know where the organization is going and be able to make the appropriate corrections if you require or reinforce the behavior to be successful in the company.